Let's kick it.
Yeah, we out of house, yo, kick it!
Kick it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of American Soccer Quick Kicks. I'm your host, David Wright. Do me a favor, if you haven't done it already, please hit the subscribe button real quick. It's free, it's quick, it's easy, and it'll make me feel a whole lot better. I'm here tonight to talk about Major League Soccer, and I'm going to run down the different competitions that each club has an opportunity to play for. So one of the cool things about the sport and about our league is that there are multiple trophies available every single year for every club. And I'm just going to run down some of those right now. I'm going to run down all of them right now. So at the top, you have MLS Cup. Okay, this is the league championship. MLS Cup is the Super Bowl. You play all year to get to the playoffs, and then you go through elimination, you get to the end, you win, you lift the MLS Cup. That's what everybody wants. That is the most prestigious one. That's the most coveted. That's the one the players say that they want. And as American sports fans, we're used to that. You also have the Supporters Shield. The Shield is awarded to the team with the best record in the league at the end of the regular season. And in Europe, where they don't have postseason and Super Bowl equivalent, they don't have a little postseason tournament. They just play the regular season. Whoever's in first place is the winner, is the league champion. So people that are used to that, they look at the Shield as being more important. The reason why is that by having the best record over the course for us, 34 matches over all those months, that really that over time and that many matches, you get a good sample size of who truly is the best team. You don't have to get hot at the right time to make it through the playoffs. You have to be good and sustain that quality throughout the entire season. And so people that respect the Shield more, that's why. And it makes sense. There's total logic to that. But, you know, as American sports fans, maybe used to the NFL, that, you know, who cares, right? Brady took the Patriots to an undefeated season and lost to Eli Manning and the Giants in the Super Bowl. No one considers the Patriots to have won anything that year, right? So it's the same thing. The Shield is given to the best regular season record. The MLS Cup is given to the champion of the postseason tournament, really. So think of it like college basketball. I've grown up in SEC land, and I'm sure it's the same in other conferences. You have a regular season champion and you have a tournament champion before the NCAAs. Same thing. You have the Shield winner and you have MLS Cup winner. That's what those two are. That's what every club has an opportunity to win by playing in the regular schedule of league matches. Okay, the other trophies that are available take place outside of league play. These clubs compete in things other than MLS. So the first thing is Open Cup, US Open Cup. This is, if you're familiar with English soccer, this is like FA Cup. So this is a tournament that's been going on for well over 100 years, and it is open to all levels of play in America, not just Major League Soccer, but the second, third tier, USL League One, get all the way down to amateur clubs. This is a massive tournament. You can have well over 100 clubs playing, and the amateur clubs, they're competing in qualification matches before the previous Open Cup is even finished. So this is a constant competition that's going on at some level, somewhere, basically year round all the time. And the higher division that a club plays in, the later in the tournament they enter. And so for Major League Soccer clubs, they come in very late, but they are playing against lower division clubs often. And there's an opportunity, at least theoretically, for very small level clubs, even amateur clubs, to find themselves playing some big time opponents. And so the Open Cup is the longest and the oldest trophy that we've had. I think it started in 1914, something like that. I love it for its history, for its age, and for the fact that you can have lower division teams playing higher division teams, that David and Goliath type matchup. I love to see that. That's the Open Cup. Every MLS team that is American, right? We have 3 Canadian MLS teams. They don't compete in the US Open Cup. So you have MLS Cup, you have Supporter Shield, you have US Open Cup, and then there's a brand new tournament starting this year called the Leagues Cup. We've had something called that the last 2 or 3 years, but now this year it has been completely reformatted and expanded. It's now going to be something huge. It's unavoidable, and it's really kind of history making, and it's kind of exciting. We are going to see an interruption in the Major League Soccer season this summer. That's going to be put on pause for an entire month. The same thing is going to happen in Mexico. Their entire season is going to stop. And we're going to have every MLS club and every Liga MX club in Mexico play. That's 47 clubs playing in a month-long tournament to see who wins Leagues Cup, who is the champion in this competition between every club in both leagues. It's actually going to be massive. I'm looking forward to it. What a lot of people may not know is that the most watched soccer league in this country on television, the highest ratings, it's not MLS, it's not English Premier League, it's nobody in Europe. It's actually Liga MX. We have a lot of soccer fans in this country, but the vast majority of them are Spanish-speaking fans watching Liga MX matches. MLS wants to tap into that market. We need those numbers. We need those fans. Major League Soccer wants to convert some Liga MX fans into Major League Soccer fans. And Mexico wants that too. They see an opportunity to grow the sport, elevate the sport. A partnership between the two leagues and the two federations can really do a lot to elevate the profile of the players internationally. And it's just seen as a good thing. So there's been a growing partnership between the two federations and the two leagues, and this is really the culmination of this. This is huge. This doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Two different leagues in two different countries stop what they're doing, and everybody plays each other for a month. This is going to be outside of the regular season, obviously. And so they're going to have group play, round robin. They're going to have elimination matches. The groups have already been announced. You can look those up. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of insane. It's huge. I'm looking forward to see what it's going to look like, and hopefully, we can add to our fan base. We can get some Mexican soccer fans to realize that Major League Soccer, it's not that bad. We've seen in other competitions top level clubs from the respective leagues play each other, but we've never seen every club. We don't know what a mid-level or a low-level team in one league will do against their counterpart in the other. So it's going to be we're looking forward to seeing that. That's new. That'll be happening for the first time at that level, at that scale. That will be later this year. So Major League Soccer, Supporters Shield, Open Cup, and Leagues Cup. Every MLS team, there's 29 of them this year, have an opportunity to win any or all of those. Then you have the other trophies that you must qualify for. First, you have CONCACAF Champions League. So this is where the top clubs from every country in CONCACAF qualify for this international tournament. It's an international club tournament. So these clubs, you have American clubs, Canadian clubs, Mexican clubs, Panama clubs, Honduras clubs, Dominican Republic. You get all these clubs in one tournament. And this determines the champion, the club champion for CONCACAF. And it's the top trophy in this region of the world. You want to be CONCACAF champions. The United States has never won CONCACAF, had never won CONCACAF until 2022. For the first time ever, we had a Major League Soccer team win CONCACAF Champions League. We've gotten close several times, but we go up against a Liga MX club and end up losing. And so for the first time ever, we have an MLS club at the top of CONCACAF. The defending Champions League champions are the Seattle Sounders. So that opens the door, that unlocks an opportunity for yet another trophy. Because every single year, all of the Champions League champions from around the world, okay, there are 6 confederations, CONCACAF is one of them. All the champions, they each have their own Champions League, and each of their winners go play a tournament somewhere. In this case, it's going to be in Morocco. And then the league champion of the host country also joins. So with a field of 7 clubs, they play a quick little tournament, and it has typically not gotten a lot of coverage. But Seattle is in this one. And if Seattle wins their first match, they're going to play Real Madrid, one of the biggest clubs in the world. These matches are going to be on Fox, so maybe check them out. Seattle's first match is going to be on February 4th. So we've always sent somebody to the Club World Cup, but it's always been a Mexican club until now. So for the first time ever, Major League Soccer is going to be at the Club World Cup. And so I'm looking forward to seeing those matches. I'm seeing what that's going to look like. The other thing that I want to mention, that another trophy it's and not a tournament. It's just a one-off match. And it's, again, another example of the growing partnership between Liga MX and MLS is we have what's called the Campeones Cup. So what you do is you take the winner of MLS Cup and you take the winner of Campeón de Campeones Cup. So let me explain that real quick. Liga MX plays two separate seasons. They play the Apertura season in the fall. They take a winter break, and they play a Clausura season in the spring. And I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. But each of those two mini seasons, each end up with a champion, right? So they wipe the records clean, start over in the spring for Clausura. Then the Apertura champion and the Clausura champion play each other in the Campeone de Campeones Cup, the champion of champions, to find out who is the league champion for Mexico that season. And so we take this gets confusing, the winner of the Campeón de Campeones Cup, which is like their Super Bowl for Liga MX, and then they're going to go up against the MLS Cup champion, and in a one-off match, just to see who is another way to determine a champion between the two leagues. That is something that's been going on since 2018, I believe, and they're going to continue it, despite the fact that we now have Leagues Cup, which involves everybody. So Campeón de Campeones, and we have CONCACAF Champions League. Make sure I'm not missing anything. And we have the Club World Cup for the first time. Now, again, not every club makes it to Champions League, and only one club can make it to Club World Cup. And for the first time ever, Major League Soccer gets to be in that. So that's very, very rare. That's rarefied air. That's as high as you can get in the world when it comes to club competition. And then, of course, almost like a dessert, like a victory lap. If you win MLS Cup the next year, you play the Mexican champion in the Campeones Cup, and it's another opportunity to put a trophy in your cabinet. I mentioned in the last episode that there's a brand new partnership between CONMEBOL and CONCACAF to get CONCACAF to participate in Copa America. If you need that explained to you, just watch my previous episode. In addition to that, as a part of this same partnership between the two confederations, there's no details available yet, but they've announced the intent to have a club competition that will involve two MLS teams and two CONMEBOL teams. Maybe I need to correct that. I think it's two CONCACAF clubs, not necessarily MLS clubs. Two CONCACAF clubs and two CONMEBOL clubs. Just the Final Four, a quick little tournament. And so we don't know what any of that's going to look like. We don't have the details yet. So that's another possibility for MLS clubs to theoretically be able to participate in. But again, whatever that mystery event's going to be, and the Club World Cup, they're very hard to get into. The Champions League, at least there are 4 American MLS clubs that are named to the Champions League every year. So that's still hard to get into, and it's what everybody strives for every year. And then you have MLS Cup, Supporter Shield, Open Cup, and the new Leagues Cup. So anyway, I hope all that made sense to you. I hope you make sense of that. It's fun to be able to keep up with the various competitions. If you kind of want to watch MLS, but you don't want to get stuck, in just the regular games every week and keeping up with the standings, there are these opportunities like the Open Cup and Leagues Cup where it's just a tournament. It's a self-contained tournament. It'll be over very quickly. You have brackets and you get through it, and it's a little bit easier to engage, and it doesn't take months and months of commitment of watching the standings or whatever. So maybe if you're new or wanting to get into it, you haven't been able to yet, maybe following the league is not what you want to do first. Maybe you want to pick one of these other competitions that are more like a short form tournament and just watch that. Anyway, as these come up, I'll be walking you through it. I'm not going to spend this year kind of going over league standings and, did you see where Cincinnati beat Toronto 2-1? Who cares? I hope you care, but you got other places to see that. But when we start having Open Cup matches, when we start having Leagues Cup matches, when the Champions League starts taking place, these are all things that happen concurrent on the calendar within the time frame of the season. They're usually midweek games that with the league games being played on the weekend. So anyway, I'm going to walk you through all that. I talk fast and I've already gone too long, but it's a complex landscape. But if you have any questions, reach out to me, leave a comment. If I need to do a shorter video, another video in the future to clarify, just let me know. In the meantime, the Club World Cup starts this week. The first match is on February 1st. The whole thing's over by February 11th. So this Club World Cup is starting the year for Major League Soccer because Seattle is in it. They're awaiting the results of that first match. They will be playing the winner on February 4th. It will be on Fox. So watch some soccer with me, and I'll talk to you next time.